You ever use an app and wonder why they decided to put that button there, or use that color, or charge specifically $39.99? There's a 50% chance that there was hours and hours of R&D and acceptance testing that went into that decision. There's also a 50% chance that it was just completely made up on the spot. I'm Josh. I've been working in this industry for about 2 decades. But when I started my career, the thing that hit me hardest, the thing that surprised me the most, was just how many steps, how much thought could go into the spacing between buttons on a page. And then in the next breath, a decision between 100 grand a year and 200 grand a year, that could be decided at just a flip of a coin. There's this unspoken truth that gets bigger and bigger the longer you're in this industry and the more of management and leadership you get exposed to. And that's that it's just all kind of made up on the spot. And I know, maybe you're a dev and you're just screaming at your screen right now. You're telling me about all the hoops that you need to go through to get anything done at all. And that's also true. Those two things, they're not mutually exclusive. See, at the ground level, there's a lot of structures and systems in place. Too many for a lot of us a lot of the time, right? It feels like, you're fighting the system, hacking through a jungle of red tape just to get anything done. And the more senior you are, though, the less structures are in place that you have to work inside of, because it's the people above you that are building the systems that you are working inside of. And so you get to the top level, right? You get to the VPs and the executive suite, and some of the biggest and most important decisions, they're being made without any of those safeties, without any of those guardrails in place, seemingly completely on the fly. There's something that'll always stand out to me from early on in my career. So we were working on a request for proposal from a really big, like tens of billions of dollars company, right? And the request for proposal, that's when they send out this blast either to their partners or publicly saying, hey, we're looking for someone to build this thing for us. Send us your proposals, your timelines, your pricing for the project. So we answered this RFP, this request for proposal, right? We sent in our proposal. It actually did end up getting accepted, and that ended up being my project for the next several years following it. It was a great experience. But there was this moment when I was in the room with the CEO and the director when we set the pricing, and the conversation, it pretty much went along the lines of, I don't know, maybe 100 grand, or yeah, let's do 99. No, 99, that's a little too obvious. Maybe 98 and we'll call it a day. Done. That was it. That was the whole discussion. No market research, no decision trees, no signing off on things. The decision was made in literally a few seconds so we could all go out and get to lunch. And it all just appeared to be, minimal thought. And that just blew my little junior engineering mind, right? But I've thought about that discussion a lot since then. And I've been in the industry a while longer and experienced a lot more. And what I didn't understand then was the context of that conversation. And that's what I was missing. See, the people making those decisions, there's years and years of similar experiences behind it. So even though it may seem, offhanded or flippant at the time, even though they themselves might not realize they're doing it, there's years of business experience and acumen with similar decisions informing that choice that they're making. So really, they're making the same decision that, say, a junior partner could make after hours of deliberation and analysis, but in their head, in seconds, subconsciously, they're doing it. It seems off the cuff. It seems like, there's nothing going into it, but there's a whole lifetime of experience behind it that you'll never see. And I think that's why those guardrails, right? That, that red tape is there at a certain level. It's necessary, well, some of it is, right? To prevent the really big mistakes and to make sure everything flows smoothly, at least, if it's set up right. But at those high levels, that starts to go away, right? To enable that quick decision making, those judgment calls, that necessity of running a business with the years of experience that comes behind it. And it's not just business decisions, right? It could be a staff engineer with years of knowledge of the system being able to prop up code in minutes, right? Or the design director who, they can make user interface calls that don't need to go through layers and layers of review because they have that innate understanding of the design language of your systems. There's a lot of decisions that are being made all the time, on the fly, in real time, but because they're fast doesn't mean they're uninformed. Unless you work in a German company, because you guys really love your systems and your processes and your paperwork. If you ever worked with a German company or a company from Switzerland, you know what I'm talking about. And if you are from Germany or Switzerland, stop lying. I see the channel metrics. I know you're all watching from Thailand. But if you're not a bot from Thailand, prove it. Prove it in the comments. And then go check out this video on how I got my start in the software industry. This kind of insight into how the industry works is interesting to you. I think you'll like it. Also, some more of those kind of revelations that I had really early on in the beginning, it's all covered here. Or maybe it's over here. There's probably another video over here on some, behind the scenes stuff. Check that one out too. And keep following along with the channel because there'll be lots more just like this coming very soon.